3, 2, 1. Welcome to the 225 podcast with your host, Noah Ray, Andrew Cargill, and me, Matthew Abizzati.
We are so back.
The upgrade you needed.
This actually feels kind of weird. But also so right. I feel like I missed this in my life, and now that we're back, and I've been talking for 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, cool, we're back like 6 months ago.
I didn't know
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
I don't think we've recorded since the Raw Nats September.
That's crazy.
Dang.
Oh my god.
And I just registered for Raw Nets for this year.
Oh, insane. Well, there's only one way to start these episodes.
All right, guys,
Gotcha.
you know the drill.
I'm
So,
just looking up the last episode.
We went
have
to
so much to talk about.
Yeah, we went. Yeah, this is just gonna be like an update video, I think. So this will probably be like an hour and a half.
We can recap the weekend too.
Yeah, we'll recap everything.
Everything.
So we were at Vitamin Shop, and we were getting an energy drink originally for the podcast, but then out of the corner of our eye when we were checking out, we saw one of these drinks that we had never seen before. You know we are notorious for liking cherry lime flavors. We got to start looking at that camera too. We have two cameras now.
Yeah.
We're cool.
We got
like that.
upgraded.
Waiting for a third.
Also,
Anywho.
just a little sidebar. Y'all going on Instagram talking like you guys know energy drinks. I see all these new people giving their input, and they're saying that, oh, this is my favorite. That's my favorite. Like,
Not
no,
my favorite.
Cherry limeade is still the best.
Ooh, that's
Feel that.
And this is just me
Out
talking.
of Ghost. He's talking about Out of Ghost.
Out of Ghost.
So I haven't said what we have yet. So we are notorious for liking cherry lime things. And we looked over our shoulder, and Alani New has dropped a new energy drink called Cherry Twist. 15 calories, though. Drew, I'd watch out on that one, buddy.
Gonna pop a 6
May not fit into the macros. It also is after 5 p.m. I usually do not consume caffeine this late.
This is
But-
really
Oh,
cherry.
smell that?
Whoa.
Okay.
3,
Now,
2, 1,
dig him
into
sizzle.
the mouth.
Oh, damn. That tastes like the first form one. I think it does.
Not far off.
It's very cherry forward.
I like that though.
I like lime forward, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's lime
It's a
aftertaste.
really sweet. But also,
Does
Alani
taste
New is
very
known
sweet.
for being really sweet.
You know how the Alani cherry slush is too much?
Yeah.
This has a lot of cherry in it.
But it's better.
Yeah.
It's better than cherry slush.
Because I hate cherry slush.
Okay, I think I know what I'm going to give it.
Go ahead. We're not holding you
I'll
back.
probably give it a 6.5.
I was going to say 7.
I'm not going to buy this again. I'll
Yeah.
drink it if it's around, but
Give it a 6.7. I'll mind it. It's good.
Well, maybe mine's high. 7 may be high.
I'll just stick with 7. I'm not mad
That's
at
all
a 7.
right.
I'm not mad at a 7.
Yeah.
Like, this
I
isn't
still
bad.
think the best Alani is the Juicy Peach. It's so good.
That's
I think Witch's Brew is.
top energy drink of all time.
It's good, bro.
Noah said it's his favorite.
But it's a little zesty walking around campus with that.
Pinky up, brother.
How do you take your
Pinky up.
nails?
Slay bitch.
Dude, where do we even...
Let's start with, my meat was before his, right?
Yeah.
So we'll go
Did I
boom,
have a
boom,
meat?
boom.
Oh my
My
gosh.
meat was
Yeah.
last, then him. And then my other meat.
Oh, so you had 2. Well, we'll always save you for the end.
Oh, yeah.
So, I did the Olympia and bombed out.
Yeah.
So,
It's funny because everyone who's gonna listen knows probably everything we're about to say. But for context,
yeah, but also I've not talked that much about the Olympia.
Not public.
His
People don't
leak
know.
won't last
People
long.
don't know exactly what happened.
There's so much to
I
talk about.
did get injured, so
Gonna randomly point out the second camera.
at the Olympia, I went into it feeling confident. I've had hip problems starting at like 8 weeks out that I chose to just push past and not go to PT, not do, whatever. I just didn't try and get healthy. I just tried to push through. But it ended up not really affecting me on squats that day. I squatted 640 at the Olympia, so I was excited, even though it's not a PR. For the prep that I had, all of my squats were high, so that was nerve-wracking going into it.
If I may, I was helping handle Noah. Looking at his squats, and I was like, he's not squatting like that. You know, like
no, I know, and I knew I
it was
wasn't
crazy.
and that's why I was really nervous. But also, this may be stupid, but I wanted to kind of save my hip for the platform. So like, the starting like 2 or 3 weeks out. I mean, I was high for a long time, but starting 2 or 3 weeks out, I was more intentional with being high because if I sank it, it was excruciatingly painful. And I did try and sink one squat in prep, and that was 660, and it folded me. my knee literally gave out and it was just miserable. So I knew that I did have to be strategic, even though everyone's like always trying to comp standard. If you're injured, you may have to kind of sway that a little bit. So that's what I ended up doing. And at the Olympia with category nat refs, like Cat 2 nat refs, I got white lights for depth, so obviously it wasn't a problem. But with my hip being a problem for so long before that, it was causing me to walk weird, and I know this now because I went to physical therapy after the Olympia. So it was causing my lower back to kind of overcompensate even when I was lifting. So people don't think about your hip being involved in the bench press, but it actually is a pretty big part of the bench press, kind of how flexible your hips are. So, and that was causing my lower back to spasm. And it was spasming so bad and so much that in PT, the muscles around my vertebrae actually were rotating my vertebrae. So talk about painful shit. I literally had to kind of relax those muscles enough to where they could slowly realign my spine and my pelvis because it was so out of alignment because of the hip pain. Ended up figuring out I partially tore my labrum. So I'm lucky that I didn't fully tear my labrum because that's surgery. That's 3 months of not doing anything. And with the squatting I was doing and the pain I was in, it's my physical therapist and orthos were both shocked that I did not tear my labrum. And that's a forever thing. Like I'll always have a partially torn labrum, so my hip will never be fully 100% healthy, but all I can do is strengthen hip flexors around it, strengthen my glutes, hamstrings, lower back, things that all work with it. But yeah, on bench press, I got to bench. Not that, it was anyone's fault, but my last warm-up moved terribly. My last warm-up was 396, and I had an opener of 413. 396 was RP like 9. Like, it felt like that was a third attempt, and I should have spoken up more, but I was like, oh, it's fine, like, I'm going to be all right, like, not really, considering that the warm-up room, I was warming on a deadlift platform, so my toes were hanging off all of my warm-up. My back was hurting in warm-up, but not super bad, so I was like, I'll just push through, it's whatever. Well, on my first rep, or my first attempt, I go out, and I unrack, a little bit of pain, it feels weird, different than any of the unracks in the warm-up room. I go down, immediately when they say press, and I press up, shooting pain, all the way down my back, down my toes, up my back, everything hurt, immediately dropped the weight. You can see in the video, I only pushed for an inch or two off my chest before I knew I was in a lot of pain. And obviously, missing an opener on something like strength is really scary. Missing a squat on depth or something. Okay, let's
You
sink
can come
it a
back
little
from
more.
that.
Yeah, like you can come back
Speaking
from
from
that.
experience.
But like completely missing a bench press opener and you can't even get an inch and a half off your chest is absolutely terrifying. That's a situation obviously I've never been in until that moment. I will say I was so scared because I was in so much pain right when I got up. I almost fell over because of how much my lower back was spasming. And it felt like nerve pain, which really scared me even more because I was like, oh my God, I was like herniated a disc or, worst case scenario, things like that. And, but obviously I'm not going to stop. I wasn't going to intentionally bomb out. I wasn't going to just be like, all right, I'm hurt. I was going to try again. So I went out for a second attempt, still really scared. I remember we only had 6 people on our flight, so I had 6 minutes to kind of get my shit together. Becky got a massage gun. I forget what you and Carson were doing. Something. It was so like I don't really remember.
So fast.
Because it was so scary and so much stuff was happening at once. But I remember I was like, my back is spasming. Like it hurt. Like it was shooting down my hip. It was some of the worst pain I've ever had. And I like to think that I have a relatively high pain tolerance. But
Every guy thinks that about themselves.
yeah, I know. But I've done some pretty bad stuff, and
I think that about myself.
So I go out for a second attempt, and like you said, it's so fast, so much stuff is happening. I jumped to start command. So I also probably did not have my elbows locked. All these things. But I go down, and I vividly remember going down and being like, oh God, I don't know if he said start or not. Well, I end up actually getting it, shockingly enough. It was RP 25 though. I it was like one of the hardest reps I've ever done. I've watched back the video and it was like, a steady 6-7 second grinder. And obviously it was all reds because I jumped the start command. Then at that point, no matter how tough you want to act, how like badass you want to be, I knew that there was no shot that I was going to get a third because every single ounce of energy that I had was given to that second attempt. So at that point, I am almost can't walk. I was holding on to Becky because I wasn't, like I said, in so much pain. Well, like I said before, I wasn't going to bomb out because I just didn't try. So I go for a third. And obviously, at this point, I'm not really feeling much pain because Carson is slapping me. I'm in so much ammonia. Like, I'm trying to do everything I can to not feel what's going on. So I go out and I get it maybe 2 or 3 inches off my chest and just run out of juice. And I bomb out. And when I tell you that is a very humbling experience that I hope people don't ever have to go through. But for me, I was very blessed that I had a group of people there. I was blessed and I felt bad at the same time because I had people to fall back on. Immediately I start bawling. Obviously, I am at the Olympia. It's my dream since I started in any sort of fitness thing to like even be a part of the Olympia. I remember the first time I went to the Olympia, I was like, I want to compete here one day, back when I wasn't even powerlifting, not knowing that one day I would be able to compete in powerlifting. And I brought, 12 of some of my closest friends with families, all that stuff down. There's 15 people there supporting me. And for me to bomb out in front of everyone, I was so just humiliated, even though I know everyone was there. And yes, they cared. I didn't mean like they didn't care, but I could have bombed out on squats and people still would have been there to support me. But it was still the thought of, I'm some kid that's, I've been powerlifting at that point just a year, a little over a year, and I bomb out in my first like big meet. That was an international meet. So, I mean, for me, it was a really big deal. But yeah, definitely a very humbling experience that I hope no one has to go through. But I think I learned a lot from that, and I learned the people that support me, how strong some of those bonds are. Like, me and Edie just cried, and we sat back there, and both of us just cried. Me and Matthew sat there and cried. Me and Becky both sat there and cried.
For a second, when he was going to his third, we all kind of knew what was going to happen.
I knew, yeah.
And I, couldn't even go, I couldn't even yell, go Noah. I was just, bawling. And I remember walking into the warm-up room, and someone else from, a Georgia team was like, how'd it go? And I just, looked at them, and they knew. They're it was painful, man.
And for me, I had never done a nationals. I never have been, in a part of a really big meet to where I felt like my name was something that I wanted people to look at.
You had eyes on you.
Yeah, I did. I did, and I felt like there were multiple coaches there that I talked to that knew who I was, and I kind of, I walked into that with the intention of, totaling 800 plus. I really wanted to do that. I was on track to hit really close to that. And yeah, with what we were going to do, that was the goal. And, I had a lot of people from Georgia watching, a lot of collegiate people, junior people watching. And for me to do the worst thing in powerlifting, it was really, really tough. I cried with my girlfriend's family. And, I look up to her parents a lot. And her dad said some very kind of inspirational words to me after. Just kind of talking about how things like this form the man that you'll become and how some things are meant to happen. So I ended up bulging an L5 disc that we were working on, and he said, everything happens for a reason, obviously. And he said, who knows if you would have, succeeded at second bench, scratched your third, and went to deadlifts, you could have herniated your disc and we'd have to take you out on an ambulance. You know, and it's kind of a harsh reality of, yes, it was bad, and yes, it sucks that it happened, but it could have been a lot worse. Like, I'm already back in training. I am hitting PRs. I'm feeling much healthier. I've been in physical therapy for 8 weeks. Shout out Druid Hills Physical Therapy. They've been taking care of me.
Druid Hills.
But like, it's always, you know, things can always be worse. So like, yes, it was miserable that I went through that and I brought all these people down to Orlando, and obviously I wanted to put on a show, and that's not what happened. But I think going into, I was on such a high from the July meet, and I think that kind of reset me into realizing that the sport is not just handed to you, and that you do have to work hard. Obviously I worked hard during that prep, but I feel like July was easy. I wanted that really bad, and everything just came easy. When you have to deal with outside things, you know, injuries, life happens, it's much harder to dedicate everything and want to be great. And I think now my mindset has changed going into prep, going into collegiate nationals. I want that top 5 spot. I want that 835 kilo total. I want to squat 7, and that's going to happen. And I think I needed something to put me in a place where I no longer feel like I'm at the top, and I feel like I have to crawl my way back up. You know, Bryce totaling 800, that was huge. Shout out to Bryce, but I can't let that happen again. I'm going to run Georgia, I promise. And I think that's at the Olympia, that kind of proved that, you know, there is competition out there, and I can't just, you know, be Joe Schmo that goes to DNA and, you know, doesn't worry about fatigue management, doesn't worry about injuries. You know, if you're injured, I think you need to get that checked. That's number one priority, because then you have stuff like this happen where it's embarrassing. Like, I had an embarrassing performance, and that's not what I want to be in my USAPL lifting database or whatever, but that's what it is, and now I just have to show everyone that I am a competitive athlete at collegiate nationals. So, yeah, and in everything, it was a blessing in disguise, I think. So, that's kind of how the Olympia went. Yeah. So, true. All right.
Is it my
Wow,
turn?
that was motivational.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna listen to that before like CNATs.
Yeah,
Going to listen to that before bed.
that was crazy.
Sleep till that tonight.
Yeah. Oh, and also, like,
Uh-oh.
I love my competition in Georgia. Like, Bryce is literally the nicest guy ever.
Bryce,
I do
he
not
hates
mean
you.
that. No, I do not mean that in a negative way at
He
all.
wants to like beat you up.
That is so not
He has
true.
a picture of you in his room.
No, I'm just
Unless.
kidding. No, but like, I really do. I mean that in a positive way. Like, there's a lot of people doing crazy things. Kyle doing crazy things. Bryce putting up crazy numbers. There's a lot of people in Georgia. Well, yeah, like, y'all are doing great. Like,
Don't pity us. Don't
like
patronize
Duggar
me.
is going crazy. You know, there are people that are putting up these 475, 490 plus dots in Georgia juniors that were not happening a year ago, were not happening even in July. And, you know, I want to be at the top of that list. I want to be able to, you know, be there and compete with them. So that's what's going to happen. And, yeah. Damn.
No, I'm listening. I was just checking something.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love all my
Latest
competition.
Instagram
Everyone's
reel.
always good. Like, and that's another thing in Georgia is vast majority of the people that we come across are really genuinely nice people.
Majority.
Majority.
Of y'all, I mess with a lot.
Beller 10%.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now Drew's turn.
I forgot I competed. So
Yeah.
I just forgot I competed in general.
That was such a fun.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Olympia sucks, but also we had so much
Oh,
fun.
like,
watching Chris
unbelievable
take his
amount.
5th title.
Yeah.
we were shaking. Kevin, just absolute incredible guy. Kevin win. He stopped us at his workplace and he's like, "Are you guys the dudes from KSU Barbell?" Like
Literally.
2 weeks later, he's in a
Yeah, we invited him down.
with
And then
us.
someone dropped the trip. And we were like, Kevin, like, you want to come? Like, you've been really chill with everyone. Like, everyone likes you.
He is so like Kevin just knows everyone and everything,
Oh, yeah.
and it was so much fun.
Oh, Kevin is so in. I
He's a
love
dog.
Kevin. Yeah, Kevin's great.
But anyway, Drew, your trip
Yeah.
was also so much fun.
yeah.
Yeah. So I did a.
He's posting on his story right now. What are you doing?
That's crazy.
It's PA Georgia story.
okay.
Yeah, so I feel like it was fair.
Wow.
It's not posted yet. No, don't look.
No, you want to be present or like you want
Sorry,
to text to like you looking at Revive Cupping Therapy? Like, come on.
Next
shout out
comment.
Revive
Eli,
Cupping
stop
Therapy.
looking at my ass. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did the Carolina PA qualify or the
Which
PA
was
Carolina
sick.
qualifier. It was a really small meet. I think it was like 12 lifters, maybe
It
if
was
that.
9 or 10.
Yeah, it was a
pretty small.
super small meet, but the Powells.
Pretty big number.
It is pretty big, but the Powells at Palmetto State Barbell hosted it to qualify some people. We met a lot of cool people there. Brandon Jones, we met,
Shout out
which was
Brandon.
really cool.
Brandon, his whole gang was
Bro,
cool.
I'd known Brendan.
Okay, I got to meet
yeah.
Brandon Jones. That was really cool. He was a really chill guy.
Caleb was dope.
Caleb, I love
Caleb.
Brandon Jones, Caleb Asting, Brian.
Yeah.
Love
Ryan's cool as fuck.
Brian's so cool.
Bro likes some of my stories.
He's
Sometimes we DM occasionally.
He plays block puzzle. Like
Really?
yeah, we had like a 30-minute DM conversation about block puzzle.
It's crazy.
But the PSD guys are dope.
Oh yeah, absolutely love them. Like even with it being a 10-person meet, they still brought a crazy production into it. I think they still had floating cameras, like 3 camera station live stream. Like
Kind of
still,
like we have 2.
yeah, we're basically the same PSB.
What's
if you
gonna be
need
funny
us,
is if it doesn't work.
yeah, that we've just been
keep
talking
this.
about
Yeah.
it. But it was super fun. Just small meet, 20-minute warm ups, crazy. Like I think going from squat to bench press was horrible because I did a 535 squat, which wasn't a PR, but considering the past few months,
That was really
Can't compl-
solid.
There's
Yeah.
a really attractive man spotting you too. Oh wait, it's me.
Thought you were talking about Caleb.
You really attractive.
too really attractive. But yeah, I mean that, and my face looked like a grenade popped off. Yeah, Grandma Cargill was a little stressed. I hope I was like, it's normal, Grandma. But we had like speed. We did 1 plate, 2 plate, green, yellow, and then hopped on the platform like immediately, like that.
For bench?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I
1,
thought you
2.
said squat, and I was like, okay, big day.
No. But it was like one red, 2 red, green, yellow, and then we were on the platform like that. So that was interesting and a different experience. Deadlift was about the same.
Almost.
Noah dropped the best soundbite ever.
Yeah.
No, we're
We're
not.
gonna drop it
in
in the link below.
No, we're not.
I'm joking.
That's only exclusive content. The
Only by
225
Bells.
For that.
Yeah. But
Yeah, if someone Venmos me $20, I'll send you the clip.
that's crazy.
Noah dash Widow.
Venmo me $10 after the Audi, and I'll send you the clip.
5.
Bro, stop. No. You know, it's just me. I am the
We're
one that
gonna
has
donate
access.
it for free. It'll be on our story 9 p.m. Central. I'm joking.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyways,
Bro.
it was. I think I did 534 squat, 396 bench press.
Because she didn't go 4.
Yeah,
Catherine, what the hell? He had it too.
Yeah,
You
you
would
know
have
how
had
Catherine be.
402.
And then I went for 611,
618.
618.
17.
No, I went for 611.
No, it was
No, it was
617.
Oh, it was
You
617.
jumped like 550 to 584 to 617.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it
And
was that.
Something like that. But I went for it to, I think, get 700 kilo total and missed it, which is very heartbreaking.
No, he
Close.
blocked it out and dropped it.
Yeah.
And Noah went.
No, we're not going to do that.
Voiceover.
No, we're not going to do that.
Right now, we are muted.
But
Yeah. Anyways, it was a quick, fun meet. It
you
was,
won your weight class. You got best lifter.
yeah, Brandon Jones
Fuck
did
it.
1 plate, and I was
No, Brandon
I got-
went 1, 2, 3.
He beat Brandon Jones.
Only time
That is
that's ever
badass.
He did that on bench press. 1 red, 2 red, 3 red, all 3 lifts.
And they all actually, I would say 3 reds probably move faster than 1 red.
Yeah.
Because
That's
he
crazy.
actually was planted and did a real bench press with 3 reds. 1 red, it was kind of weird. Like he just like
just got
went
dropped
down
it.
like slow and
Yeah.
I
The
legitimately think
concern
3
is
reds
like
was
you
more.
might actually miss a command when
Yeah.
it's that light and
Yeah.
that easy.
Yeah.
Also, the people that were there, Natalie Richards was taking her referee test.
It
That
was
was sick. Who was the other one? The 48 kilo
Short
chick?
lady that deadlifts like an unbelievable amount. She was
She
coaching.
Repped like 4.
Her girl almost bombed out.
Oh,
She
well,
had 2 girls.
They were
Really?
squatting like 6 inches high. No. Like they were like
It's not
it was
Megan.
bad.
Is it Megan? No.
not
She
Megan
does like the
Powell.
hair flip thing and like
Yeah, Jade.
Oh.
What's her
Jade's the one
name?
I was talking about her.
what's her name?
I don't know.
Oh, she's. Oh, I don't know her name.
They were like world champions there
Yeah.
though, which
Yeah,
was pretty
that
cool.
was cool. But yeah, that meet was cool. And tentatively, right now, I'm signed up for Open Nuts in Reno. We'll see how that goes. Having
Did
some
you
health
see
issues.
the flights up there? There's no direct flights to Reno. You have to take
Yeah,
jumping
I'm
flights.
ecstatic about it. I have no idea how that's
They're
gonna
like
go.
expensive too. Like they're
Yeah.
a couple $100s. I thought we were all gonna
Yeah.
go, but like,
Yeah, the joke's on us.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is-
So tentatively, I'm signed up for that. We shall see though. Due to some health concerns, we may.
Yeah, Drew's obese.
Type 1.
Yeah, class 1 obesity. Yeah. Anyways, that's about it.
I'm just kidding. We both are technically. Means we have so much muscle mass. Matthew just can't even comprehend it.
Okay. Is it my turn? You're done?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go on a 30-minute rant.
I'm about to.
Okay. Well, no, but we did have a good time. That gym was super nice. Drew's dad was nice enough to get us
Okay,
an Airbnb
no
that we could all stay at.
mirrors in that gym.
No, they have mirrors
They
in
have
the
one by the
dumbbell.
dumbbell rack.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
I remember it specifically because we were like, "There's no mirrors." Yeah, there is. I also don't want mirrors in front of me when I'm on a combo.
No, not on combos, but I do not think there were.
I don't know. That
Regardless, it was a really nice gym though.
Excuse me.
I liked it, and the people there made it really
The
fun.
people were awesome.
Yeah.
I still say, bro, I prefer DNA,
Oh, I do for sure.
which is crazy, just because it's DNA.
I like both of them.
I can't find her name. I don't know who she was.
What if we started a DNA podcast and had Alex on,
That'd be so fun.
and then we could do,
two
like
cameras.
commentary, 2 cameras, like. You
Let's
know how
talk
PSB like does the.
Wait, well, let's stop talking about it now, so no one like steals this idea.
Oh yeah, because like other people did steal our idea
Which
because
one?
we fell through.
Which one? Oh, this.
So my turn. I've competed twice since we've last talked.
That's crazy.
So a lot of y'all know I did the Georgia Collegiate Championship November 11th. Absolute shit show. I'm gonna get
The
yelled
meat or
for
you?
saying that. I'm not gonna say both because Elizabeth put on a good meet. And obviously like I'll be honest and say my few things. The warm-up room was bad. Lifter Jess brought kilos from KSU.
Lifter Jess is so clutch.
And she did that all by herself. So
I love
huge
Lifter
shout out to
Jess.
her. And honestly, like it wasn't just for KSU. Everyone got to use them, and I was really happy that like we had the resources to do that. It's still gone.
I know, just how much time.
That was really cool to be able to bring that. I mean, the warm-up room wasn't great, you know, and to me, it's really important to have kilos for the lifters in the warm-up room. I will say, I actually really like the Alico rack. I like the bench. I'll go back on my word for that.
Damn right
I
you
will
do.
say that the wood and the rubber mats on turf was a terrible idea.
That was
And I was deadlifting like like the middle part was higher than the mats and my toes were slanted. Doesn't matter. I do it on concrete. But those were the only things from that meet. Flow of the meet was good. Like production was great. All that stuff. I shit the bed. Had a horrible meet.
yeah.
So squat opened at. I mean, I don't even know what happened. I don't think I tapered well into the meet. My body was hurting going into it, and I wasn't like really confident. Which like I'm sure if y'all remember episodes leading up, like I was feeling really good in prep. I had a really like bad month of prep, and I just kind of like, lost all confidence, and I was really hurting, and a lot of other things like that. A lot of factors went into consideration. And I did not qualify for Nats. I hit 595, and that was a really low point for me. Not as low as bombing out, but I'm just messing. But it was really hard because, in the way I explained it to like non-lifters was like, and I said this on a podcast I went on recently, but like that was supposed to be my like sub 2-hour marathon where like this was my time to shine. And I like honestly, if I had had the 9 for 9 day, I would have won that meet. And I didn't. I didn't even podium. I lost to 3rd place on body weight, and I was crying so terribly. I will say my boy Trent came and said some words of wisdom to me that really helped. And Noah was there, Drew was there. The community that was there for me was just incredible. But it was a hard day. And I posted that night on Instagram 9 weeks out. And I was going to do the Southeastern Collegiate Cup, which was the meet this past weekend. So as you may know, I was originally a co-director for that meet. I was taken away from that position when I signed up to compete. So that happened. And prep was good. I had a crazy doubles block with singles on deadlift. I hit 606, which was just like an incredible day. And The meet actually did not go as planned. Like honestly,
Still has not had a sub 2 hour marathon.
yeah, like it still haven't. But I'll say the things that meet did do. So like, the plan for that meet was to squat 5, deadlift over 6, and just bench something to help me qualify. I have never been called on depth on my squats, and I got 2 depth calls back to back on Saturday
On the opener and
on my
second
opener and second attempt. The opener I could say was fair. I did get a depth call from the middle ref, which is like, as a referee myself, I never give depth calls from the like center because you can't tell, like you can't really see the hip crease. The second call was crazy, but my incredible handler that day was like, you just have to be undeniable. And no, it was my handler. He's like, you just have to be undeniable in your form and everything like that. So like, as bummed as I was that I wasn't able to take 474 and jump 501, I took 474 deep as can be, and I knew it was whites. Like, it didn't even matter. And like, that was a good lesson for me. It was crazy because like, my mindset into this meet completely changed. Like genuinely, the joke is everything is different, but it was like, no part of me was I thinking and sitting in the warm-up room being like, I'm about to bomb out. Like, I know I could have 474 every day. I've repped more than that. It wasn't like, there was no second thought. So I just went on the platform, I hit it to great depth, and, you know, walked away. And that was that. Bench, my coach
Played
actually
it
came
really
up to
safe.
me after squat and was like, because my coach was also competing. He was like, I don't know what happened. I don't really care what happened, but you got to go 6 for 6, and you got to like, he was like, the fact that you picked yourself up and the fact that you still hit that after missing 2 reps and like was 3 white lights is like, that shows a lot about your character and who you are as an athlete. Like, that's what I care about. You need to go 6 for 6 and qualify. And that was like everything I needed to hear. Bench, we jumped my opener to 253, 264. I could have taken 275. It was definitely there.
Yeah,
on the
but we
day,
needed to be
but
safe.
there was no need. I was just like, give me 270. And so we did that. 270 flew, got all white lights on all my benches. I got a cue recently that changed the game for me. I feel like a lot of people know this, but maybe you don't. But
Yeah, he said this. I was like, do you not know that?
no. But it was basically, don't brace until after you get the start command, and that like,
I know.
Yeah,
was like,
I just, like-
what?
That's the first time you've ever heard of
yeah,
it?
first time
like,
I ever heard
how did
that.
you not
and
know
it, like,
that?
to me, it made my bench go like a million times easier.
That's why blood sucks at bench.
Yeah.
The second you
crazy.
Well, I have a higher comp deadlift, so let's calm down there, buddy.
Okay.
But anyway,
Oh, God.
So
Higher com dots.
Oh, do I? There's no way. Do I actually?
like 7 or 8.
Yeah, so.
Oh.
With a failed third deadlift.
Damn.
But anyway,
Still
so
better.
bench was good.
Still got it.
This is crazy. Deadlift is like my favorite lift. Everyone knows that. I was
the
upset
best one.
because I definitely had a really good deadlift for the day plan, but we had to play it safe. Opened at 540, was really, really easy. And then like I realized something. I was like, I just don't do well sitting in silence. Like listening to music and just sitting in that back room, my ADD takes over. And so I just started playing games on my phone. And like this bro's laughing at me. It helped so much. I was so locked in. Because that's what I do when I'm at the gym. When I'm resting, I just like start playing block puzzle or something. I'm a huge block puzzle advocate, if you know me. And so I was just like playing block puzzle on my phone, and literally like 2 minutes before I pull 600, I'm playing block puzzle. But it was awesome because like everyone was there. When I walked out for 600, Steven was like playing the song for me. I couldn't even hear it. It was so loud with people cheering. And 600 moved probably easier than my second attempt. It flew. It moved a lot quicker than it did a month previous.
He did what I did in July.
Yeah.
Sandbag to third.
And like I think 617 was easily there on the day, but we had to play it safe and we had to qualify. And that's another reason we took 270 is because like if I took 275
And failed it. That
well,
was
not even, but we would have had to 606 would have been there. We would have had to take 595, and I wouldn't have wanted to do that. Like that's why I was
Yeah,
like,
but
270.
also I know you. I didn't want to put you in a situation where I know you've pulled 606 before, but it was like RP 10. I
Yeah.
know that you had it, but I didn't want to put you in a situation where there was any ounce of like nervousness
No, there was
or
no
things
doubt.
like that.
But I
I know,
appreciate
but like
that.
I didn't want to like push
But
it and you'd be
in
like,
terms of like what was there on the day, I definitely think 617, 623 was. 600 flew. Like, I could have taken that as a second really easily. But I mean, like, the second I got whites, I mean, y'all saw the video if you follow me. The crowd erupted, and I was like, I had felt a little upset that they took me off of the directing position for that meet. I've seen people direct and compete before. He's sitting right next to me. I don't know if it's really allowed or not.
I've done it once.
I don't really know all the rules and stuff. I'm not going to complain about that. But it felt a little bit tough because we had put so much work into that meet. And at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. My name wasn't on it. I did, at the end, not put the work in. So it's really no big deal. But it felt like kind of personal, even though it wasn't. That's just kind of that, like, I mean, it's a joke, but it's not. Like, you have to develop that mindset to be a competitor. And so, like, I really kind of villainized those people. And the second I, like, had gotten those white lights, I was like, you won't take this from me. Like, I'm still going to qualify no matter what. And it was awesome. Just, like, the support, the people there, my family, my friends, these two bozos. It was incredible. So, even though it wasn't, like, anywhere the meet I wanted, it was still an incredible meet. And it really, like, if anything, I kind of fell in love with competing again. Because, I mean, after my states meet was pretty mid and I didn't love it. And my November meet, which, like, ended with me crying, I was like, I don't want to compete anymore. Like, having those type of experiences, everything except for my first meet and this past weekend were not great meets. And so having those experiences, you're like, I don't want to do this. Like, I like hitting PRs in the gym and I like the community. But in my head, I was like, if I fail, what's the point? And my goal had been to go to CNATs since day one. And so I was really like, if I don't make it, I don't know if I want to be here. But I did, by God's grace. And it was awesome. So we're like 12 weeks out or something from CNATs.
12 weeks and 5 days.
I just realized this. We're all technically in Nats prep.
Yeah, we are.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Which is cool because, I mean, you went to Nats for sure. I met you, but, like, for all of us to now be national level athletes is, like, really cool.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so training is good.
My qualifying total is a little less.
75 kilos.
Yeah, you're qualifying for.
I've competed. I qualified for CNATs if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So it's fair.
Yeah.
But, wait, would you qualify for 110 CNATs?
I'm 100, so.
But you were in the 105 weight class.
Yeah.
You were over 100 when you
was
weighed
I?
in.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, for CNAT? I have no
What's
idea
the
what the one time.
740? 740?
740 for
Oh, no, that's junior. Just kidding.
I was about to say, like, holy crap.
60, something like that?
Yeah, I would have qualified.
It's
man.
660?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's so low.
Because I think I did 677.
Well, our raw nats total is
I did more than 677.
67, 62.
I
Yeah.
think mine is 660 for a junior Nats.
That's crazy.
Yeah, mine's
anyway.
over 100 kilos.
Yeah, but the C Nats is like 40 kilos difference,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But anyway, Kyle's coaching me now. If y'all didn't put that together,
Big body
Big
Bazzotti.
Buddy Bazzotti. I don't know if I'll change it back to Alb 82.5. I think it's really silly, and it was a joke.
Bro, I hate now looking your name up and it's not Alb.
Because I keep looking. I tried to tag
So-
Alb. I was like,
And
oh.
also, it starts with big body, and I think I'm like, wait, that's Kyle. And
Every
I'm like,
every time I get a notification, I'm like, why is Kyle at the end?
yeah, it's so weird.
But it's so funny. But he was really, really.
Oh, I
kind.
haven't dropped my new coach.
Yeah, I know. He was really, really kind and
It's
sweet
so long.
Oh.
to coach me into that prep. Originally, I was gonna be like self-coached, and I was talking to a lot of my friends about it. And he was like, "Yeah, man, like I just want to see you win." And he told me like that night he had the program ready. I mean, it's just a doubles and a singles block, but
It worked.
yeah, it clearly worked, and he's been super cool. So we're gonna be working together for CNATs again. So big body season. What you know about that?
Big body, big body.
You're with my grandfather.
So, I was coached by Becky. I still love Becky. She, no like bad blood there at all. Just kind of wanted to swap things up. And I know a lot of people, not a lot of people were wondering, but just kind of saying what I was going to do after.
All of USAPL Georgia was wondering. We're on our knees. To
Where
know.
is he?
No, but I do feel like a lot of collegiate people from USAPL are not coached by like big names. It's a lot of like friends doing coaching and things like that, which is fine. Like having a professional coach is expensive, and I've definitely had to make sacrifices for that. But my new coach is Brandon Petrie.
Who is that?
90 kg national champion, 93, and he's going to
Stay
Worlds.
blessed.
He's beaten Gavin and Keiko, so
That's
Keiko or
crazy.
whatever.
To
So,
drop that's kind of crazy.
yeah, so I got my money on Petrie.
Does he know about the
pod?
pod?
I told him I was going on it today.
You didn't listen to it?
If I send it to him, maybe.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Petrie,
If
you're
Petrie's,
my
I actually
grandfather
was
coach.
listening to Two White Lights, his episode from 3 years ago today. That's why I talked to him about it. But
You're my grandpa coach.
yeah. So, but Petrie's been great. We started in December 1st, so a month after. I had been to physical therapy, kind of knew what was wrong, knew my approach of needing to be healthy, and started in December. And we're almost done with block 2. It's at a recovery block right now. So kind of where I'm at is I did actually surprisingly put up some pretty big PRs last block, which was the first block I was with him, which was weird. I had no idea really how. Deadlift was the only thing, but I also taking a little bit of a different approach to deadlift because of the pain I was having in prep for the Olympia. I dropped down to deadlifting once a week. And, some people have told me that's a silly decision. It's behind me. I don't really care. I trust my coach, and what my coach
There's a
tells
wall
me to
behind
do. Okay. Like I'm gonna trust my coach, and that's why you pay a coach is to trust them. So, it's whatever. But Brandon has kind of brought up he doesn't want to overdo it for me quite yet. I can push a lot. I've been pushing. Most of my whole lifting career has been, relatively heavy for majority of the weeks. And he would rather, which is so smart because I'm very much so like I just want to push. I had a really good last block. I tripled 606 on deadlift, tripled 353 squat, tripled 355 on bench and hit a 611 double. Tried to go for a triple, didn't work, whatever. So I'm still only deadlifting once a week just because we're not in prep right now. He wants to kind of reacclimate my body to the heavier weight. So that's why this block, he was not expecting me to go as heavy as I did. I'll never forget my week 1 triple on squat was like 420 or 430.
I had the heaviest squat that week in the house.
And he was like, I was not expecting us to start there, but like, let's go. And let's kind of feel it out. And it worked really well, obviously. But CNET's prep starts next block. So he wants to 100% make sure, I'm healthy. We're working on some small form cues just to kind of fix up everything. And then we go all out. So we're deadlifting twice a week. Next block, we're really going to be pushing squats. He wants me to be pushing, actually, I'm not going to say. But
So annoying.
on the triples, 606 for a triple on squat was RP 7.5-ish.
I just hate when people get key.
It's not. I can imagine you can imagine what I'm gonna
Probably
be
like
attempting.
607.
Yeah, I think I was good for 607.
608 would have been
But
pushing it.
yeah, I don't know. But he knows the goal going into CNATs. He knows the mentality that I'm carrying right now. So yeah, I'm out for blood. So that's gonna be
Blood.
exciting.
Bro, the you and Bryce battles.
That is something I think people are going to be sleeping on because Bryce is really quiet. He doesn't post a lot. He obviously doesn't talk shit because he's too nice. And I don't talk shit either.
So wait, I'm not exposing Bryce here, and I hope he's cool with me saying this. I'm gonna call him real quick.
He's about to beat the shit.
He could though, bro. Bro is gargantuous. Bro,
He could pick me up and throw me.
After you say this, I'm actually going to say something.
But I know exactly what you're gonna say too. But we had this whole fake social media war, KSU, UGA, Georgia Tech, all of the schools, and I was like, I had some great ones. Tech had some good ones. Bryce DMs me. He goes, "Yo, is this okay to post? I don't do it very often. I don't want to be too mean." And I was like, "Bryce, these are perfect."
Bro, that's so
He was
funny.
like, "KSU lifters when they don't have a $5,000 Alico set up in the warm up room." He was like,
so funny.
"Georgia State lifters when there's more than one person in the rec center." They were really funny.
But speaking of Bryce being gargantuous,
This was so funny.
at the November collegiate meet, I had never met Bryce. I didn't know what he looked like. Didn't, whatever. I vividly remember looking at him and his back being gargantuous. And I went over to them and was like, yo, Bryce is massive. Like, his back is gargantuan.
Well, yeah, when you pull 750.
And something with
conventional.
Petrie is I told him, I was like, I need to build my back. Like, my back has to be bigger. Like, I have, like, you know, I have a good chest and legs and shoulders, whatever, but my back is lacking. And I literally was like, my back accessories, I push so hard, and I think of Bryce every time. Because I'm like...
Bro, y'all on a different wavelength, bro. Like, me and my ops, like, we be in each other's DMs, like, talking, playing Fortnite together.
I
Like,
DM'd Bryce.
you're going to bed thinking about Bryce.
I DM'd Bryce as we was with Raw Nats, and he missed the registration. Bro, come on, man. Yeah, I'm super excited. I think a lot of people are going to be kind of sleeping on that. The 110s and CNATs are very competitive. That's a very competitive weight class. Literally 3 years ago, an 825 total would get you first or second. And now 830 plus is on to podium.
Well, 825 is what the 90s are going to be totaling.
That's
Is
what I'm
Big
saying.
Double Thick going to do CNETs?
No, he's not in college. He's doing junior nets, though. So he's going to win that.
Was it EPA?
Yeah, he swapped back over.
Oh, okay. Haven't heard of that before.
Yeah. But, yeah, I legitimately
yeah.
think the battle between me and Bryce is going to be, like,
Legendary.
insane. Because I was going for that 800 kilo total, which obviously I didn't do. He
Obviously.
succeeded and secured the 800, which was insane, by the way. His performance was literally perfect. He went 9 for 9, pretty much all PRs.
440 was crazy.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
We need to stop
600. I'll glaze. It's okay. I can glaze. It's all right.
It's only one
But-
person I'm blazing though.
But yeah, so I'm super excited to have that go down, and also it's putting me in such a competitive mindset. Not that I feel like I have to be in a position to beat him, because at the end of the day, I need to prove to myself that I can compete and I can execute something that I was not able to do. So at the end of the day, it's me versus me, but it is going to be exciting to kind of, you know, who has a better meet and who has the perfect meet, because both of us have executed before. So we're both very good competitors. So that could have a whole podcast in itself, going down what
Can
I
we
want to
bring
hit.
him on?
That'd
We
be
could. I'm
crazy.
sure we could.
What if he's
I don't know if you
ever
would
in
talk.
the area?
Yeah.
Oh, he went on that other podcast and
It's only like an
Yeah,
hour
but
and
that
a
was
half away.
online.
they pay for his gas.
Yeah, come on, babe. You sleep in
So,
Noah's
and
bed.
Bryce was his op before, and now it's moved up to my op.
Yeah.
Next will be my off.
Matthew's gonna roll onto the platform next to me. So big.
125.
But yeah, so a lot of good things happening. I feel like we're all, you know, doing relatively well. And then I'm doing Raw Nats after, so those are the only two meets. Maybe.
Loser.
Should we talk about
Maybe.
future? What does maybe mean?
I'm not gonna drop that.
I know you're not gonna drop it on the pod, but like,
Do we
you
get to
drop
that?
it? You gonna tell us? After
Wait,
the
maybe
pod?
about Raw Nuts?
No, maybe compete again. I'm not sure.
Bruh.
Huh?
I am.
Blue ball on us.
All I'm gonna say is 93 kg after CNET. So you can put those together.
Notice
I
the
thought you weren't
3.
competing.
I'm gonna try and do a meet before I start my masters.
Look at that 3 on the end there. Only one shit has that. Joke.
But yeah, so that'll be exciting.
When are you? You're doing open.
I
maybe.
guess. I don't
Maybe.
know. I don't know. We'll see.
The
His
DNA
spinal
meet's gonna
erector
be
is
crazy.
very inflamed, very common in powerlifting.
Okay. Oh, shout out Revive Cupping Therapy.
Oh my god,
of
yeah,
Kennesaw.
that's new.
Of Kennesaw.
Kennesaw. But it's mobile.
No, because there is a Revive Cupping Therapy in like Thailand or something.
Which
It's
one?
stupid.
Yeah, tell them to.
I know. Weird.
You should like contact Instagram and be like, hey, they ain't using this. Let me use it.
Yeah, I know. Get
They
them
don't
kicked
need
off.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kick them off. I need the title.
But yeah, so that's kind of, you know, where we're all at.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Raw Nights. I would go PA, but I want to be competitive in USAPL first before I go. I feel like every big dog is going PA. Don't feel like I'm there yet. So I want to see how competitive I am. I'm doing Open and Junior Nats and then Collegiate Nationals. I want a podium on, I'm not Open, but I'm going to be realistic with myself. Having a podium at Open Nats would be
sick.
crazy. But,
Are you doing open or junior?
both. So I will podium on Junior Nats, and CNATS is going to be more competition than Junior Nats
Probably.
by far, especially now that Bryce isn't doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, And I know what Bryce wants to total at CNETs, and I know what I want to total at CNETs, and that's another reason why it's going to be so close is we want to total practically the exact same thing. It's literally going to, and I think we're going to be fighting for that.
What's crazy is, like, aside from your performance at the Olympia, y'all are both 9 for 9 athletes. Like, you guys will both have 8 for 9, 9 for 9 meets.
Yeah.
And it's going to put both of you in a position of, like, who's going to be able to take that 2.5 on their last deadlift and hit it.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come down to final deadlifts because, sorry, the Bryce is going to win there.
But you have the sub, though. Like, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, I know. I'll
like,
have a much bigger squat.
I deadlift also. Can we talk about this for a second? I said publicly on the internet I was going to deadlift last. And I did.
He did, in fact,
I
deadlift last.
deadlifted last on my platform. That was a bad bitch moment. Mm-hmm. Like, and what was funny, and no one noticed this but me, but in my last meet, I also was the last deadlift. The 2 people before me failed, and it got to me. I saw the red in red.
Real?
This was my last meet.
That's cringe.
On Saturday,
You stupid.
on Saturday, the last 2 people to deadlift failed. And then it was me, 6-0.
Really?
Yep. It was either Easton
I thought...
and the last 3 people before me were Easton, Kelly, and Joel's guy, Keenan. 2 of the 3 of them failed. And then it was me. And, like, just the way I came out, bro. I was
came out?
I didn't... so, my favorite podcast is the King of the Lifts.
It's 225.
Gavin Aiden Sheffield podcast. The way Gavin talks about, like, Sheffield, I mean, this was from last April, and I listened to it the night before my meet, aside from watching Batman. The way he talks about, like, players gotta play. The way Gavin Aiden talks and the manner he has. But one thing he said, and this is something I hope to develop as an athlete and a performer, because, like, you are also that as a powerlifter, is, like, your stage presence. The confidence you have when you walk on the platform. I didn't do anything crazy. I, like, walked back and forth, but, like, I remember my first meets, it was like, let me run to the platform and give my start command. You got a minute. Like, I can walk around, you know? I can look pimping. Did I? No. But in my head, did I? Yes. But, like, I remember, like, those 2 guys failed on Saturday. I just put my phone away playing block puzzle, got my chalk on, and it was like, I walked out. I'm sorry, I'm just living in this moment. It was just one of my favorite moments I've had all year, 15 days in.
I'd say in your whole powerlifting
No,
career.
literally. There's that... It's
I
the
think-
height of my powerlifting
Yeah,
career.
I would, yeah.
Walking out, I couldn't even hear the song that was playing. All I heard was, like, voices erupting. And, like, you know, you kind of have, like, tunnel vision when you walk on the platform. And it wasn't like this looking at videos, but, like, it looked like there's people everywhere. And there kind of was.
There pretty much was.
And, like, seeing all these people that, like, I just, like, genuinely care for so much and know they care about me. Also, like, people I didn't even know were filming me. People who, from different states, like, just the pure hype and, like, emotion and energy in that room. And I, like, walk up to the bar so calm.
I'm surprised you didn't have a heart attack.
Really?
All that adrenaline?
It just, like,
Buddy.
I didn't even have pre-workout that day.
I would...
Bro, and
You
I
didn't
had
have
this-
ammonia? Nothing.
I don't use ammonia anymore.
That was weird.
I just was like, because I'm a calm person. I'm not this, like, you told me this after he said this after
I was
my
the
meet.
first one
We
going.
were smoking a cigar at his girlfriend's patio at like 1 a.m. It was a terrible
We
cigar.
were sitting at... She had no chairs.
No and
We were sitting on concrete.
and like passing back this dry cigar that we just put out. We didn't even smoke half of it. He was like, I saw something in you today and it wasn't you. He's like, I saw a different person on that platform and you freaked yourself out. You overhyped yourself. He's like, I don't know who that was. You need to find who that was. So like this prep, I mean, I put 15 keys on my comp total. I know I'm capable of a lot more, you know, and whatever. And you'll see that at CNATs. You'll see a lot. But this prep wasn't about strength. It was about becoming an athlete. It was about becoming a competitor. And so like, I didn't think for a second that I was going to bomb out. When 600 was on the bar, there was not a single inkling of doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to hit that. You know, it's like, I don't need ammonia. I don't need something to take me away from this moment because I'm going to be fully present. And I remember, like, it went up so fast. That's what she said. And it was just this moment of, like, also, there's this stupid rule in USAPL that if you slam your deadlift too hard, not letting it go, but you just slam it too hard, they call you on that.
That's such a
That's such a
weird.
and
Because
they were
how do you
calling
know?
people on that.
I
And so
was home. with
you told everyone.
Yeah.
I literally like in the video it looks fast, but to me it felt like I tempoed it down. And like I take my belt off, I look, I see the white lights, and then it just erupted. Like you came and pushed me. You came and pushed me. Marvin like literally like Marvin, dude, shout out Marvin, threw
Marvin's
me.
a goat.
And he's a big guy, bro. I went, "Ew." And I was like,
Marvin was
I was like
so
pounding my
funny.
chest. I was like, you won't take this from me. And like this was a really beautiful moment. I gave like 40 hugs in that like span of 5 minutes. People like didn't even know were hugging me. Like it was just so.
But he wouldn't hug me. He was running away from me so fast.
to hug him.
He went to the back of my. I said, if you don't hug me right now, I'll be really pissed off.
And I was like, I literally like looked back at the video and he was trying to hug me, and I feel like an asshole because like I was just so tunnel vision that I didn't see it.
Well, you saw someone that you hugged before me. So, all right. I won't drop any names, but you know who you are.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
I know who it is. All of powerlifting in Georgia knows who it is.
Yeah, we got
But,
to turn that up.
It was so crazy. Talk about good things to happen after the November meet. But yeah, so that moment, like I really fell in love with competing again, and it like, I'm so excited to train. I'm so excited for CNATs. I've got my goals. I know what they are, and yeah, CNATs is gonna be nutty. Is all I'm gonna say.
We have how many athletes do we have at Kennesaw? Do like
We
20?
were like no, like 15.
15 still. Though.
We have 12. now.
We had 2 last year.
Yeah,
We had 2.
we've over
Yeah,
tripled.
me and Matthew.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
What? Y'all didn't go to CNAT?
Oh,
CNATs.
oh. I thought you meant just like in general.
The club, yeah, the club was me and Drew.
Yeah, I was like, we were the jeez.
But no, like we just had Kyle and Joey last year. Both of them are going again this
Why don't we
year.
read off the team, bro? It's kind of deep.
Yeah, we can. Everyone knows they're doing CNATs. Like it's not.
Yeah.
And no one gatekeeps.
Someone's
the
getting a
meet they're
surprise.
doing. Yeah.
You're going to see that.
Well, no one like gatekeeps what meet. Like Kyle's obviously doing it. I'm obviously doing
So
it.
you got Sydney Forbes. She qualified this weekend.
Sydney's a beast.
Yeah, she had a great.
She's really
meet.
strong.
She's under Opal. Or
shout out
I don't know
Opal.
which one. I think it's Opal.
Elevate.
pretty sure.
We have
Under
Nat, who's a 56, dogged out, incredible meet.
Nat went crazy.
Jackson handled her, and that was just so fun to watch. Narda, she like qualified for junior Nats too. Had like the silliest meet. Forgot her deadlift socks on her first attempt. Scratched it, retook it, and then jumped like 50 pounds.
And hit an all-time
All-time
PR to
PR.
qualify for junior
You
now.
got this guy, K-Dub. He'll
This
probably do
random
something-
dude,
Do
huh?
something light.
is
Samantha, who's just like, the comeback story is insane. She had to drop out of her first meet because she hurt her back. She broke a couple records at the November meet, and she's self-coached training for CNATs. Noah Whitham?
I
With
was about to
him?
get bombed out of the Olympia.
dumbass.
What a
He's gonna dog
loser.
out, bro. I hear he's talking mad trash. You got Noah Reese going. I just wait, man. He's gonna win probably.
It's gonna
Nah,
win.
bro, he can deadlift more, bro. He can almost bench his deadlift.
He's like the sweetest and most innocent guy.
Very.
And he came up to me trying to ask me a question.
Bro runs laps, though, before his meets.
Yeah, he tried to ask me a question when I was 0 for 2 on squats, locking in. And the president of Alabama, Barbell, she like told him, she's like, he doesn't want to talk to you right now. I could see her just like waving him off, and it was the funniest thing. Mikey,
Mikey's a dog.
He won 75.
He's
bro.
a dog.
On the podcast, no one was talking about Mikey, and they were like, "Who is this guy?" And I was like, "Bro's got a 315 bench at 75. He's gonna do something."
Damn.
Mikey's a dog. Like,
He's
for
a
real.
dog, and he's like
Mikey's
mid-fours
cool, yeah.
on both things. I went to a concert, allegedly. I went to a music festival, and he got me free food at the festival.
Alleged.
This is all alleged, but dog for that. Joey's coming back. Joey's had like the worst year.
Did he How did he qualify?
from his last CNATs?
Oh, so that
Yeah,
applies.
it's over a
Oh,
year.
okay.
I'm glad that he's back, consistent in the gym, but he went to Germany, came back for a couple months, broke his toe, was like 4 weeks out, and now he's
almost had that
back. He's
happen.
gaining momentum.
Thank God.
Jackson, Evans, bro.
He's.
Jackson's
I'm
gonna
gonna have to
ball.
lock in if I want a chance against
Is
him.
he going at E2?
Yeah, he's in it too. He filled out
really?
fast and is lean and is mean and is a machine, bro.
Yeah.
Him and
I saw him at the gym yesterday, and
He looked
big,
big.
bro.
He's getting pretty strong.
Yeah, no, I know what he's doing.
gatekeeping.
I know what he's been doing and stuff, and I'm worried. But I'd rather Jackson win than any of the other AGs, aside from myself. You know, Carson's gonna dog out. I'm really excited for him.
Carson, like, the 125 is not like a super competitive scene in its weight class. Carson may, like,
Do
if
some
he
crazy
can
stuff.
if
I
he
need that
can
700
squat
row.
611 ish, bench 385, 391, and deadlift
Dude, he would be a
711,
freak.
he will podium and he will put up a really solid total.
You've got Corinne. And then you got me, big body. What did Corinne do this weekend, bro?
Okay, so this is actually really funny.
insane.
So I
And
coach
I need to talk
Corinne.
about the gut cut. Remind me about that.
Yeah. So I coach Corinne. I love Corinne. She's been an athlete of mine since
Like May.
May-ish.
Something like that.
So then we competed in July, had a terrible meet in July. Not terrible, but not what we wanted. And then this meet in January. So in July, I'm pretty sure she didn't squat 200 pounds.
Yes, she did.
Did she?
Yeah. Bro, what? Yeah, she squatted. I thought she squatted like.
She said
20.
so many problems. We're with her
He had
back and
so
squats
many
and everything.
problems.
So squats have not been the best, but bench. Listen to this. She failed 165 on bench in July.
So she 225, 154, 253 at her last meet.
Yeah. So she failed 165 on bench. We hit her opener. I think I've learned a lot since then. I was just kind of coaching to have fun. I did not set up that meet very well. I've handled now and coached, I think, 5 people into meets.
Sure.
My sister, them two.
80.
Well, 80 doesn't count, but yeah. So I've definitely gotten better at it. So I'm excited to be learning more and it actually showing. So Corinne went in there wanting to break the teen 3 and junior because it's the same record. Been a record for over 10 years now.
That's
The
crazy.
bench record. It was 173 pounds. Yeah, 172, whatever that number is, because we opened at it, and her opener was 172.
It's like
So we opened at the
171.
state record. So Corinne, this was crazy. We did do some what?
170.9.
Oh yeah, 171, whatever. Well, that's what we
Idiot.
opened. Okay, well, so Corinne, we did a water cut for her. Well, she gained a little bit more weight than we thought she was going to, and weighed a little bit higher than what I normally would be comfortable. Her cutting down a weight class to, just because things happen. The female body obviously works way different than the male body, so it's much harder to water manipulate for a woman than it is for a man.
You know how those women be?
I know, it's crazy. Man. So, well, she was a 60 and weighed in at 60.15. And Corinne is a very mental lifter. She has sometimes can just be all over the place. And that's not what I wanted to happen. I wanted her to weigh in perfect and like, let's go squat, hit this bench, and pull something fun on deadlift. Well, obviously she weighs in 0.15 over. And so we get Jolly Ranchers, we start spitting. She gets on the bike, is trying to sweat some stuff out.
The assault bike too. Like
Assault bike.
I'm sorry, but doing rounds in the assault bike, like 10-minute intervals type thing, that's miserable.
Yeah, and obviously she's already dehydrated, she's hungry, all these things. Well, we go back like 30 minutes later, she weighs in 60.1. And we're like, oh my God, we've only lost a third of what we need to lose in 30 minutes. And at this point, we had 15 minutes to weigh back in.
Yeah.
So I'm now like, oh my God. Like, this is like
you've
a
never been in
huge
this
problem. Yeah, I've never done this. All of my athletes that I've ever helped, well, like Carson, I
Damn
did as
right.
well. Like,
Bro, you weighed
everything.
in at your last meet 3 kilos.
Yeah, I've done it myself. Like, every person that I've ever helped make weight has made weight. And it's not even been an issue. Like, ever.
This one wasn't.
I've gotten pretty confident in my ability to, have people's water manipulation work really well. Worked for Jessica, has worked for me every time. Worked for Carson, worked for Anna, like all these people. And so we have to lose 0.1 kilo, which is not a lot of weight, but when you only have spit, that's a lot.
It didn't help when the scale was on carpet.
Yeah, and the scale was on carpet, which was really stupid. So Corinne pulls out a pair of scissors, and is like,
She was strapped.
she's
She
like,
knew. I wonder if she's like,
she knew that it was gonna happen, and she was like, Noah, cut my hair. I was like, what? She was like,
What?
Noah, nothing is gonna stop me from breaking this record. I don't care if I have to go bald. And I was like, oh shit,
It's happening.
like this is like. Real. So Jessica comes over. I'm like, Jess, you got to cut it. Like you have to
I
cut
can't
her
do
hair.
it.
I cut a little bit off. Like I got like 2 inches off, and Corinne was like, you got to cut more off.
Yeah.
Like we have to cut more off.
It's like I can feel the point
And,
still on there.
Jessica comes over, cuts like 8 inches of her hair off. Like a
Corinne has
lot.
not had a haircut like a. She's trimmed her hair, keeps it healthy, that thing. But
She has
she's
a
not had
lot of hair.
haircut since I've known her.
I told my mom about it, and my mom was like, her hair is so beautiful. Like Corinne has like really nice curls. It's super long, whatever. Jessica could hold it, and it was like up here and down here. Like she cut off like 8 inches of hair.
And that's a big, that's a huge number.
Huge number.
I mean, if it snows 8 inches, you're not going to the grocery store.
No.
You know, 3 inches.
I'm not
to
going
close
to
it.
Dude, we had a centimeter of ice in school closed. Anywho,
It's lethal, man.
so
a dog
I
for that.
I want to say, so obviously it sucked doing that, but she made weight. She weighed in with 4 minutes left to make weight at 8:26. She weighed in, and she had to be done with weigh-ins by 8:30. And
On the platform at 9 too. Talk about a
on the
recall.
platform at 9.
She needed to get naked.
That's
Crazy. At
It's
Publix.
a smoothie, guys.
It's a naked smoothie. It's not. That's no.
I mean, I got naked at Publix. You know.
But so
Got it
I
twice.
have a kind of thing that I do every time I compete.
This is so dumb, but it works for him.
No, but this is like I forget who does it, but there's some pro that does it that talked about it, and I was like, that's so valid. I eat a cold chicken and rice meal, like ice cold, and it's miserable. I hate it.
He
It's
hates it.
disgusting. I don't put any seasoning. I just put salt, a bunch of salt, because obviously it'll be after
full
I
white
make
guy
weight.
meal.
Yeah,
It's pretty
white
typical
rice.
to most of his meals at home, actually.
Okay, that's not. That's just not
That's
true.
pretty close.
No, it's not. That's just not true.
He's
Regardless,
white.
shut up.
Okay.
Shut up. Shut up.
My fault.
Regardless, it kind of puts me in a mindset where I can be uncomfortable and not everything has to go my way for it to happen. And I know it may seem stupid or whatever, but for me, it's just a way I like to start my meat days. It may be a little weird, yes, but you know, what did you say?
You said meat?
Oh. But like I saw that same thing with Corinne where she was like, it kind of put her in that dog mindset of she literally was like, I'm willing to go bald for this shit.
Yeah.
Like I want this more than anything. This is like what we've worked for. And she hit it. She slayed it actually. 183 moved at RP 6-7. She could have opened there and been fine. But she took the state record for an opener, 171. Took 183 for a second and 190 whatever for a third. She got a little bit of up and down on her third. It was the most heartbreaking thing ever.
It was so heartbreaking.
It was so sad.
So I just wanted to Agatha Sitko, who's a 23 in the world, who's like a buzzhead, and she's like a bench specialist, 336 at, I think like 63, 69 kg.
Let's buzz Corinne's hair.
That just was what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
I was watching the stream for that. It was like, we saw the up and down, and it was,
I know. I was so upset because like that's something like she failed in training. But you know, it happens. It was that like the speed off the chest was really good. She just had a little bit of a sticking point where she lost some pressure and went up and down, ended up locking it out. But other than that, she missed her second squat on depth, but that's why we didn't take a super big jump. In squats already, we lowered her openers and everything because of the water cut. Like she was so dehydrated and she only had 30 minutes to recomp. Ended up going perfect, pulled an all-time PR on deadlift. And then Jess did so good, went 8 for 9. She missed her second squat because she jumped the rack command.
that's the most Jess thing.
I was like, lift her, Jess. What are you doing?
The Jazz, what the fuck are we doing?
But yeah, matched all-time PRs and hit all-time PRs on every single lift. So yeah, had a great meet.
Got cut OD.
Oh, damn.
So Kyle coached me into this meet. Also, like I've water cut multiple times. I am not Noah. I'm not perfect at water cutting. I also just don't like it. You know, I think I do pretty well, but when my water gets when my liquids get restricted, I get like I feel claustrophobic. Like, even though I drink only a gallon a day, when I only get a gallon or a half gallon, it makes me just feel like weird. And because like if I'm cutting, I'll just have a diet soda, you know, to nerf my appetite. Love that you guys are both on your phone.
Sorry. Big news is coming to Pearlington, Georgia.
Kyle's like, do a gut cut. I'd never heard of a gut cut. A gut cut is really high calorie, low dense foods. So what it does is you eat these foods that are I eat 3,200 calories at maintenance. I was eating 4,500 calories the day before the meet. And you eat these foods and you pretty much shit everything out, and you're still hitting your macros because they're so light. And so you lose weight. And so it's a third of your calories in almonds, a third in protein powder with water, and then a third of essentially ice cream, low density carbs. So I had 6 pints of ice cream leading into this meet. The morning of the meet, I had a pint of ice cream. I know that it sounds gross and everything, but like my buddy, Easton, had berries and candy and stopped it 24 hours out from when he competed. He still dogged out and had a great meet. But like to me, that's more miserable than honest. You know, like waking up meet day and eating a pint of ice cream, that's pimping. But also what it really did is I didn't have to cut water. And so like I wasn't dehydrated on the platform. I didn't feel like crap. And so I recomped really, really well. I got naked. And
What'd you just say?
What you weigh in at? I can't remember.
okay, I literally I have a curse. And it's not a bad thing, but I have never weighed in over 179. 5 meets. I'm always
How
179.
is that 5 pounds under?
No, it's 181.9.
Okay, calm down.
So it's about a key under. I'm always like 81.5, 81.6. I was 81.6
There's nothing wrong
this
with
meet.
that.
No, it's just funny because like Kyle was like weighing 82.4. You know,
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't because I would have come in 5th. Easton, I think Will Jones, Easton, and I were all the same body weight. I mean, same total. Will had a key under. I had 0.25 on Easton, and he came a place under me because of that. I will be doing the gut cut again. It sucks, but like I felt great going into the meet. I did get naked a little too much, and it caught my like on both of my bench attempts. I kind of like and like had to swallow.
Kyle had a gallon of naked.
Yeah, Kyle got naked.
That man was
He's
nude.
he's so funny.
That
Like,
man got nude.
Kyle helping you into a meet is one of the greatest. Yeah, I know he's gonna listen to this, but like it was a blast. He was like, also big body Autry, bro. He said
I love Gary.
he got my rice ready, bro. Like Gary's a dog, but Kyle's like, after you go take a walk. He's like, go take a 10-minute walk and come back.
Okay.
You know, and Kyle asked for my liquid chalk, and I was like, hey, like, you got my liquid chalk? He's like, that John Empty twin.
John.
Like, what?
Shit's gone.
But we want to talk about a meet. So Kyle was not supposed to do this meet. Like it was his week 3. And for some reason
Battery died.
he didn't know that there were payouts.
There, how? We
I don't
said
know.
that like.
But like whenever he found
was
out,
never publicly
whenever he
announced.
found out, he was like, he sent me a Jordan gift and he was like, it's different now.
It's different
And
now.
I was like, okay, Kyle. But I think he said he was going to donate the money to his church, which is awesome. And that's why he was like, I have to win. But like Kyle's mindset and everything going into it, like I look up to that. It's his competition mindset is crazy.
An
but
all-time parallel squat and bench.
Deadlift was cool.
Almost.
His first and second squat were like misloaded or no collar. He still dogged out. He did an all-time PR. My family was glazing. They're like, that Kyle guy is strong. That's your coach. I was like, 3rd in the nation. What you know?
What you know? What you know is crazy.
He had already won the meet. 413 bench, which was an all-time meet PR. He did an all-time PR in deadlift, but he hit 650, probably at like an 8.5, and then just
7.
jumped to 7. And like
I
you
was
could like there was like a
terrified.
silence in the room when he put it down.
Oh, I vividly remember walking in. Okay, this is really funny. So in DNA, there's the main room where the meet was in, and then there's like the front lobby area. All of them were sitting on a picnic table, just like kind of talking. It was a bunch of collegiate
was in
people.
there.
Yeah, I know. Like
Yeah.
y'all
Was
were
this
on
when I
there.
had finished the meet?
Yeah, you were done.
Bro, I got a beer that night. I'm 21 now. Best beer I've ever had.
I was had to drop. He's 21 now. You could be 19 and no one gives a fuck.
like legally drinking. Legally
All right.
drinking sucks. Even though I never drank before.
But I vividly remember because Edie was at the scoring table, and I went over and right when he left, I was like, "What'd he say?" And she was like 317.5, and I was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Are you?" I literally told her like, "Are you 100% sure?" And she was like, "Yes." I was like, "I do not believe you," and she was like, "That's what he said," and I was like, "All right, put it in, and we'll see if he comes back to like change it." Like if it was
I
misloaded.
ran over to Big Body Archery and asked him, "Hey, is this?"
And then I ran into the picnic table room and we're like, Kyle loaded 7. Like Kyle's loading 7, he's going for 800 kg.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh shit. Like this just
Everyone's-
like, because we all thought Kyle was going to go like RP 7-8.
Yeah.
Which the bench was a little higher. Squat was about 7 or 8. But
we were all expecting a pretty
like,
chill.
you know,
like,
let's
still
do
like,
like
let's
672, 678, depending on how 650 moved, whatever. Nothing like super crazy.
Yeah.
When I saw that 317.5, I was like, oh shit, just got real. Like I was like locking in. Like this is like real for Kyle because I wasn't able to watch the whole meet because I was handling him. So like I would watch every once in a while, and obviously Kyle takes everything seriously, which is a good thing. But
Also, what was really funny is on my 3rd attempt, so like I don't use a lot of baby powder. Kyle was like, he didn't care about 600. He didn't care this was a qualify. He was like, "Where's Matt's baby powder? He doesn't have baby powder on his legs." Like,
no, I made sure there was.
The whole like minute, and he was like, "He didn't have enough baby powder," and he was like, "That's all he was going on about." And it's like,
Where the fuck's his baby powder?
and I was like,
Where's
his watch?"
But
like,
I vividly
700
remember walking in there and everyone being like, "Oh shit!" Everyone came out.
Everyone's like, "Oh my."
Everyone came out because there was not a soul in that room that would have touched 700.
Oh,
anyone
no.
besides him. There was no.
600 move. No, I did 600. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm kidding. I
7 wouldn't break the floor.
I opened.
If he wasn't fatigued,
Yeah.
he had it.
Fatigue single.
I did 600, and then I remember like my platform finishing and seeing Kyle take 6, and I was like, damn.
Damn.
I was like, damn. I got some work to do, bro. Also,
but yeah, that
I'm
was
not gonna
crazy
say
to
what
witness.
school or who, but someone headbutted a hole in the wall.
That was crazy.
Yeah, you're an idiot for that.
You're an
I'm
idiot.
sorry. That's insane.
I don't care how much emotion you have. You can control yourself. You
Not
are.
when I'm around you.
Oh wow. Well, when it comes to slamming your head into a
Wow,
wall,
it's crazy.
you
Bro, that's
can
like-
control yourself. I
was
get powerlifting
insane.
as an emotional sport, but if you cannot control your mind, you do not have any space competing and representing collegiate
Your
in
school.
your school.
That's a terrible.
That is a disgusting look. Like if someone from Kennesaw did that, they'd be kicked off the team. That's like like there is a zero tolerance policy for things like that. That was
silly.
completely inappropriate. Like that was just so crazy. I was like, how do you do that?
Yeah. Also, it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything, but
I'm just saying
You're
that
a
really
dumbass.
that made me. I was like,
Just
I don't
so
care
you-
how sorry you are. I watched the kid apologize. Like, you control your emotions. At the end of the day, that's just it boils down to that. Coming into a place where you don't train, you don't know the people, you're representing your college,
Yeah.
and you cannot control your mind enough to where you headbutt a wall and a hole goes through it.
and like
Grow
the
up.
wall with the mural on it, bro.
Yeah, like grow up.
They
If
had to
that would have been
completely
where the
redo the
DNA
mural.
was,
Also, if he had hit his wall on a stud,
he could have knocked himself out. What like an idiot. I'm sorry, but that's stupid. Like there's no excuse for that. That's just stupid.
I hope he sees this.
Yeah, I know exactly who the kid is. Like, I'm not gonna say his name, but like,
I'll
bro,
find you.
that was stupid. Oh well, it was
It's a dude. It was
the
second
school
session.
was. I'm just kidding.
and he lives at. But yeah,
We have access to his location.
it was a fun meet, man. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it's also like it was a good time. I'm
It was a shit show.
Yeah, it was. A shit show. But it's
There
okay.
was so much going on.
But excited for nationals. Excited to start prep. Glad this was a fun episode, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was crazy.
Yeah.
We have a whole gang going to DNA the 20th.
dropping
Ricky's
that?
coming.
Oh, Ricky Bobby.
I'm like scared to go.
I'm
like-
going to train Friday just so I can just come and watch.
It's
Saturday.
gonna be crazy.
I'm
It's
gonna
what to
have
watch.
a 485 deadlift triple.
Okay.
Like
What's your
it's just-
point?
It's just silly. Like it's gonna.
People better hype up my secondary deficit dead day,
Yeah. Oh, shit.
or else I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
man.
pissed.
Oh, yeah, but it will be fun. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
big names going to be there. Kyle just DM'd me today confirming the time, so we're all going on Friday too at 2 p.m. Everyone wants to go.
I hope this isn't out by that. It will
Should
be.
be.
Like,
Just automatically download
We're going
it
2
tonight.
p.m. on Friday.
Should we just?
2 p.m. Friday,
Why
1
not?
p.m. on Saturday.
That's crazy. This guy is a little.
Anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed. We'll probably try and do this again. It's not going to be 2 times a week, but it's fun. I know y'all been like down bad for this.
Well, the other Georgia podcast posts once a month, so. And we just turned off.
Okay. Well, all right. Thanks for watching.
I'm just kidding. Love y'all over there at Podium Talk.
That's great.
Is that the podcast
I
name?
don't think it's Podium Pod.
Podium pod?
I don't know. It's like really not memorable.
Oh, sorry, I'm just kidding.
I love Tony and Avery though, for real.
I love to. That's crazy.
And Eli.
That's crazy.
Bye, everyone. We love y'all. Thank y'all for coming in.
Could be a
3,
kiss.
2, 1.
Hot mouth.
Skadoosh.